The following may contain language and subject matter which is only appropriate for some audiences. But since we're not very discriminatory here, everybody's welcome to listen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here today on the Low Fact Podcast. One day closer to Christmas, I think. Of course, if I don't keep track, we're going to go past Christmas and still mention that it's Christmas.
Hey, it's Christmas.
So, Dave, Matt, and Andy here talking. I'm just going to throw out a topic and they can ignore it. But I have an idea, or I think that, today's financial institutions really seem just like approved Ponzi schemes.
Financial institutions? You mean like stocks or stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, that's like legal gambling, basically, isn't it?
No, I think it's an approved Ponzi scheme because the law and the folks try to shut down things that are quote unquote Ponzi schemes. Mm-hmm. Where you have to continually bring in new people. You guys know what a Ponzi scheme is, right?
Yeah. Well, I think of like Herbalife and anything where you sell the stuff and like have to recruit.
No.
Or I'm thinking pyramid scheme. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know Ponzi scheme very well.
So Ponzi scheme is basically where a guy, the shyster, decides to. Yeah. So what happens is he gets people to give him money, and he pays off the old investors with money that brought in by new investors. Yeah. So as long as you continually get new investors, you're okay.
Oh shit! That sounds shady.
It is shady.
Because you're always short, right?
Yeah, you're always you're moving the debt.
And are you taking like a little?
Well,
that's as well.
That's the problem with a lot of the people that get caught in these Ponzi schemes is that they're taking lots.
Oh, lots.
But if you were doing something and like taking like a 1%. Yeah, let's say you were taking 1% for administration and your salary and stuff. I think you could have a Ponzi scheme go on forever.
Wow. That just sounds like a regular business.
Wow.
And
why don't people do that then?
Because they have to go through the rigmarole of registering with the SEC and doing all kinds of filings. Because if you think about AT&T and all the big corporations, all they're trying to do is continually get new money coming in.
That's true.
And they're paying the new money coming in. They're paying the money. They're paying people that already came in with some of the new money that came in. So I'm just like, that's a Ponzi scheme.
How's that? How are they paying the existing people? So you said they're getting new people and then they're giving money to the existing people?
Well, you give people dividends.
Oh, you're talking about stockholders?
Yeah.
Shareholders?
Yeah. What else would I talk about?
I don't know.
New customers.
In this scenario.
When you said people, I was like, who's he talking about?
Why don't you listen for context?
Oh. All right.
So you're questioning how this is legal, essentially.
No, I'm not questioning how it's legal. I mean, I know how things are legal. They just kind of decide this is legal. I mean, right? That's how one of the stupidest things in all one of the big mistakes of American creation, slavery, was kind of right. Like, hey, it's okay.
Doesn't say no.
No, they actually specifically said, hey, it's okay. Let's have slaves. And they're like, all right. And then somebody decided it's not okay. And then there was a war. Well, there was a war fought over a different thing, but slavery became part of the thing. But unless you're talking to someone who's black, then it's all about slavery. But anyway.
All right. Well,
we did before you joined the podcast. We did like a whole series on Dred Scott, on the slave Dred Scott.
That's
the Dred Scott decision.
Very brutal of a conversation to have.
It was actually pretty cool.
Darkest topics can always be interesting.
But it wasn't dark. I mean, I'm just not a dark person, unlike you.
I'm a bright of sunshine.
I don't know. How many uncles touched you inappropriately when you were growing up?
Ha! They were ants. Joke's on you.
Okay. Ha ha. Ha ha. They brought their husbands. All right.
Dude, I just had a vision of you being, what's the evil guy that comes from hell in South Park?
Which one?
Is it Cal's? Is it Kyle's evil alter ego?
No, he has like a weird cousin who's like super.
Because you kind of got the same haircut going on as that South Park character. All right, I'll do some research.
We'll do research. We'll come back to it.
I was thinking more of what's his face. Who's that really good British actor?
There's a lot of them.
Well, the one that played Beethoven in Immortal Beloved.
Gary Oldman?
Yeah, he's got the Gary Oldman haircut from Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's partially inspired from that.
Is it?
That, and then I think it was a random ass soccer player that had a similar hair.
Okay.
I don't remember his name.
Lost in Random Ass Soccer.
We need to do
Lost
some
in
new.
Vegas.
That reminds me, we need some new artwork that features all three of us.
We'll have a nude photo shoot and we'll get it going. But
Like I said.
You got some problems, dude.
I'm trying to get traction here so we can do our Ponzi scheme. Bring in new people. As they pay us, we'll pay. We'll keep it going.
When I do it, it won't be a Ponzi scheme.
Ooh, believe that, people. It's on record.
You should. Because when the president does it, it's not illegal.
El Presidente.
Oh man,
What?
I like that.
Hey. So, okay. I guess that's enough for the Ponzi's. Thank you very much. Come back.
Thank you for listening to the Low Fact Podcast. Find us on Stitcher and iTunes. Just search Low Fact Podcast. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Low Fact Podcast. Send us an email at lowfactpodcast@gmail.com. Find us on YouTube. Search Low Fact. All the links can be found in our About. Also, look for my music on IG and Twitter at AFantasyB.